to get the call to say, mate, do you want to go to South Africa? I was quick to jump and say yes.
Yeah.
Like, it exceeded all my expectations of what the 2 weeks could have been. And winning one game over there in South Africa doesn't put us back to, where the Wallabies were.
And Nicky, do you pick your fights? Do you go for the big boys or the small boys?
I know a lot of people are like this, but like I don't think I start too many.
Ruckers, here we go once again. Episode 111 of Behind the Ruck. The Springboks are back to winning, boys. The All Blacks has fallen to Los Pumas for the first time in history. Springbok women up and running in the Women's World Cup. Boland keeps rolling on, guys. Settle back. This is your number one rugby podcast. This is Behind the Ruck. Welcome. Have a great time with us. We are proudly supported by SuperSport Bet. Download the app. Make the switch. Get your skin in the game. Guys, ek is hier kort. Ek is hier rond. Guys, Paige over here next to me, Parry.
Hey, good day, mate. It's Juan de Jong in the house, partner. Yes, that sounds like, hey? Springboks up and running. The women's up and running, hey?
Beautiful, Parry.
Beautiful, hey? Exciting times, hey?
Surprises, the All Blacks are going down. It makes the 6th of September even more exciting.
And we took another big step to the world ranking, okay?
Most confusing thing in the world rankings.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1 up, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 up, 1, 2, 3.
6th of September weekend, 1. Okay. Otherwise, you're good, eh?
Good weekend. The sun is out in Cape Town.
Yes.
We're in the beautiful De Jong house.
Yes.
Guys, stunning.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we brought it out a little bit, okay?
But give them a bit of context. I don't think they know what we are busy with.
Yeah, ons moet eintlik gedra, okay? Because wife is listening to us. Ruckers, we moving around, okay? We here, we there, we everywhere, but we're starting our own place, okay? We've got our MTV Crips coming out soon, okay? A couple more weeks, we get, settling down, strapping it up, okay? Home sweet home, okay? We're building our studio, Ruckers, but because of all our support from sponsors, from the Ruckers, from our subscribers, it is possible to maybe pull in, okay? And hopefully we'll get you there at the grand opening, partner.
Big step.
In the right direction.
Big step in the right direction.
100%.
And if you guys are tuning in for the very first time from all across the world, South Africa, maybe in the Northern Cape, maybe in Limpopo, Australia.
Good day, mate.
Guys, smash the subscribe button below, please. We also have a WhatsApp channel for communication purposes. Make sure you go look for Behind the Ruck. Follow us on all social media platforms and get yourselves ready for a show that is exciting. A show that is a little different.
Yes.
But we make sure that we get to know the individuals. The two of us, sometimes 100%. We say it without chest.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Well, we're on a big day. Like, what to expect on Behind the Ruck? Okay, guys. It is simple. We've got the big boy in the house, okay? We're going down under to see and catch up with the big man, Nic White, Australian Scrumhalf in the building as our guest. We'll chitty chat about him, and then afterwards we'll have a rugby discussion about the Springbok tour. That's 6th of September, Eden Park, okay? See who's in, who's out, and also a little bit of Currie Cup up and running as well, and that's heating up, coming up to the playoffs as well.
And Parry, also for the Ruckers, this show we support our Springbok women, okay, guys? So we're gonna make sure that we give you guys the fixtures later on that, and we get behind them, send them videos, DM them. I don't know, but be very motivative and supportive, okay? Maybe we can have 3, okay? We can't. 4. It is World Cup, it is under 20 World Championship, it is the 7th series, and maybe possibly
full
house.
Imagine.
Yes, steak masala gets me.
Like
Very Saru house. Full house.
A full house.
That will be
Life's good.
How good will that be, Parry?
Brilliant, eh?
A party ons heeltyd.
Ons kan net.
Okay,
party bus. Okay, parades and stuff happening as well. But party, exciting episode. We said 111, episode 111. We've got the big man in the house, okay? It's an incredible episode, a big episode for us, just to catch up with the big man. For a lot of times, people, especially South Africans, not knowing who Nic White is off the field, and we're going to get to know him. Because we know him on the field.
That's what I'm excited about, Party.
Because he's always under our skin.
Yes.
Okay. It's time to get him in front of Behind the Ruck, okay?
Time for us to get to know the real Nic White.
Yeah, 100%.
Are they ready, boyki?
Yeah, I don't know if they're ready, okay? But get ready, it's showtime, okay? Up next, Nic White.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ruckus, he's a Scrumhalf that everyone loves to talk about. Whether it's his pass, his box kick, or that famous mustache. Hey, he's entertainment, dude. Guys, we got Wallaby number 875 in the building. Welcome
Lovely.
to Behind the Show, Behind the Ruck. Hey, how's things?
Oh, lads, thank you very much. And thank you for saying love to talk about. Come on, we all know love to hate, love to hate.
Yeah.
That's
You
all
know
good.
what he's.
We need to change some perceptions, hopefully.
Yeah. Get to know the big man.
Nick, I'm assuming the traveling you at home, what was it like leaving Africa, getting back to Perth? Can you talk us a little bit through that, Boykie?
Yeah, mate. She was a long travel day, obviously, here in Perth. So Cape Town to Perth, you'd think should be a straightforward shot, but I, obviously flight's been pre-booked. I went Cape Town to Joburg to Sydney, flew over Perth, and then back to Perth. But look, that's part and parcel of it. It's I loved my 2 weeks there. Honestly, it was beautiful, but time to get home to the family.
100%. Yeah, I mean, 30 hours, traveling, okay? But it's probably lekker to be back home. You got the kids running around. They're probably in bed or they're still up and running. That's
No, mate, fast asleep, luckily. And look, it's been good. They're natural remedies for jet lag. Some of the younger boys, as you boys remember, with jet lag, they have the long naps in the afternoon, and you don't get them when you get kids, mate. So as soon as I got home, they wanted dad to run around. So, mate, they're the perfect remedy for jet lag.
Yeah. So is this a week off? Is Joe Schmidt, did he say a week off for the big man? Or are you training? Because the 35-year-olds, they need to rest a little bit, eh?
They do need to rest. No, we've got a week off. We've got sessions we need to do via satellite, but everyone goes back to their home cities, to their home states, and they'll be able to train out of their kind of Super Rugby franchises with a few sessions to do. But certainly an off switch after, obviously it's been pretty big, kind of 10 weeks for us. We had Fiji going into the Lions. That Lions series was huge. And then we came straight over to you boys, and certainly wasn't like we're stepping down from the Lions far out. We went straight into the Lions den of South Africa. This is the best team in the world. So it's been a pretty intense kind of block for us. So he said, get home, turn the switch off, and we'll come back in for Argentina.
And how do Nic White turn off that switch? What is your coping mechanisms? What do you like to do when it's time to reset your mind, body, everything? What do you love to do?
Mate, to be honest, I'm a bit of a rugby nose, so I struggled to turn the switch off for a long period, and I'm not saying it's the remedy for everyone, but having kids was the best thing for me. They're getting a little bit older now, so they do understand rugby, but for a long time they didn't really care what dad did. They were just happy to have dad home and wanted me to get straight into whatever it is they're doing. So I was up at the park, flying some helicopters around today, some remote control helicopters, which I picked up in South Africa and brought home for them.
Lovely.
They just want that sort of time. So it honestly is the kind of best way to switch off, is just to throw myself into being the best dad I can be. And I've got 3 very energetic boys that they take some wearing out. So I enjoy it.
and are there anything like that, the boys? Are there anything like that? Who they with? Are they the father's sons or the mummy's boys? Who do they?
The oldest one looks like a runner, eh?
No, they're all daddy's boys. They all absolutely love their footy, love their rugby, and love their sport. So we're in a very, very good spot in Perth, where they get to they've got the luxuries of everything. A long summer here. They're into athletics, they're into rugby, AFL, they're into jiu-jitsu, into nippers. Mate, they're into absolutely everything. So, look, it's good.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, we spoke about the 10 weeks now as well, but let's talk about the last couple of weeks. Back in South Africa, you had 2 different experiences. You had the one at Ellis Park and at the DHL Stadium, so high veld and low veld and all these type of things. What was this experience like for you on and off the field in terms of what South Africa... showcase.
Yeah, what's it about as a country?
Well, it's a beautiful spot. Obviously, I was a little bit nervous coming back to South Africa. After 2022, I must admit I got a bit of a backlash, and rightfully so. It's not a moment that I was proud of, but I'd like to think, over 300 plus games, people can get past one moment that, I apologised for after the game, and certainly been tense times going back to South Africa, but like I said, I was nervous going back, but the week I had in Johannesburg leading into that game, the hospitality we felt in South Africa was unreal. Like, the people were so nice, and that's what I remembered. before 22, and obviously got a hell of a reception at the game, which is what I expected, getting off the bus and getting into the ground. But when you come face to face, with everybody individually throughout the week, everyone's awesome over there, and I love how passionate the people in South Africa are for their rugby. Like, it really is. A dream to get over there and play in front of that sort of atmosphere. So, look, we had a good week in Johannesburg. Obviously got a good result there. And you could have thought that, potentially Cape Town could have been a bit different. But again, people were lovely to us, like, unreal in Cape Town. I remember going down to the shop front. Everyone stopping us, saying how good the game was, how well we played. There was no sour grapes in terms of the result. So, mate, it is awesome, and again, I think I got mobbed in the shop front a couple of times, but it is absolutely awesome, and I'd stay for as many as I had to for all the kids to take as many photos as I could, because it's what the game's about, and the more we can spread it. But again, the appreciation for the way we went about our rugby was awesome, and then obviously a bit disappointing in that second game, but we certainly gave it everything we had, but. We felt the pressure of the Springboks and what they can do with a little bit of a different game plan, but they really squeezed us and created some errors, and those errors came off the back of the pressure they put you under, which is pretty immense. It was exciting, mate. It was honestly, I was very close to retiring there a couple of weeks ago against the Lions, and then obviously to get the call to say, mate, do you want to go to South Africa? I was quick to jump and say yes, like I would love that, but it exceeded all my expectations of what the 2 weeks could have been. And if that happens to be the end of it, well, man, that was one hell of a
No,
way.
it's not.
It's not. And Nick, I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself when I was sitting next to the field Saturday and we were singing our national anthem, and you guys, there was a little bit of a smile on some of the boys. Did you guys really soak up that atmosphere that we're in the Lions Den, we're in South Africa, and this is what Test match rugby is all about? World champions, we just beat them at Ellis Park. Now it's this rematch, because there was this, I could see you guys weren't shying away from the fact the challenge is here, and we as Australians, we are ready for this. And while the South African national anthem, I could see Willie Skelton, yourself, some of the other boys really enjoying that moment.
Yeah, I certainly did. I certainly soaked it right up. Like it's what you play the game for, to play against the absolute best in their backyard, and you want to feel the highest pressures, just because you want to know how you cope with those, right? Like when you want to play test footy, you want to play in the really big test matches to see when the pressure comes on, are you able to handle it? Is all the preparation you've done, all the training you've done, giving you enough to handle those moments? And they're the sort of games I live for, that's for sure. And it's something we spoke about all week after the poking the bear in Ellis Park, knowing that there was going to be a bit of a bocklash coming for us down in Cape Town.
A bocklash.
That excited us. Like that was like, what we want to feel like every bit of the Springboks at their best. Feeling like they're backed into a corner and having to, be desperate to get a result. We want to feel that sort of heat, and we were excited by that. And look, we were pretty proud after the game of the way we went about things. Disappointed that we weren't able to execute a little better to be able to get a result, but we certainly didn't shy away from it. And I for one, again, going back to the anthem, again, it's speaking to what you guys have there in South Africa. Like when you're belting the national anthem over there, like it is so loud. It's you sometimes get lucky enough to get those flyovers, the stadiums, the planes.
Ellis Park,
there are a couple of different planes going over in Cape Town there.
I think it's Table Mountain stopping it.
Yeah. So, mate, it's you want to soak that up, and because for years I think I just had tunnel vision on the game and hadn't soaked many of those moments up. So, like I said, I was very lucky to be able to go back there and experience that in Ellis Park and down at DHL Stadium. Because it it was something else. The atmosphere was unreal.
No, it was special. Yeah. And the environment, especially in the Australian camp as well, with Joe Schmidt. Obviously, you had the eras of Eddie Jones and all the other coaches as well. What are you guys creating at the moment? Because it feels to me like you guys are taking one step at a time and moving closer to where Australian rugby was. And I mean, we had Quite Cooper on the show and a couple of the other boys as well. And they did say about, you know, the old era is a different era to what it's now. But you guys are building that era now to become like it was like in 2015 in these era.
Well, look, we hope so, but we're also very aware that, you know, one sunny day doesn't make a summer, you know, like just winning one game over there in South Africa doesn't put us back to, you know, where the Wallabies were, you know, decades ago.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of hard work to go, you know, and there is a lot of talk of the uplift of where this group is at. And we certainly hope that we continue to track in the direction we are, but we're well aware of the hard work that needs to go in and you know, we speak about it a lot, having to earn it every day and earn it every week. And as we spoke about after Ellis Park, is that we need to earn that respect again going down to Cape Town, and we'll have to earn it again against Argentina, who were phenomenal against the All Blacks.
Yes.
You know, we've got 2 tough games at home against them, and then, you know, the All Blacks are now climbed up to first in the world, and then we've got them twice. So, look, it was nice. Like, I'm not saying I don't celebrate those moments when they happen, and it was good, and we did celebrate it, but we also, as a group, have a very, very realistic approach of the hard work ahead of us to get to where we want to get to, you know. So certainly not getting ahead of ourselves. And, you know, whilst it's nice to hear all those things, we're not there yet. But we're going to keep putting our heads down, bums up, and get working.
That's a building phase, and especially for you as well inside the squad, a little bit of an on the old experience side. You got McDermott and Jake as well inside the squad. What's it like working with these boys and taking your experience, giving your experience to the next generation to take it forward?
Yeah, that's been my role for probably the last 18 months to 2 years, and something I've really enjoyed, you know, being able to pass on everything. I guess I've learnt from guys ahead of me what I've learnt from my career and pass it on. Like, you know, when you get, I guess, towards the end of your career, you don't know when it's going to be your last one. So you're each week trying to give as much as you can to the guys before you leave. And, you know, I've been very lucky enough to have, you know, like I said, get 18 months to 2 years of it. So, look, we've got a really, really good group of, you know, I guess Jake, Tate and myself, we've been together as a trio of halfbacks pretty much since 2020. So we've got a really good relationship, really good friendship. So we're able to kind of help one another out that way. And, I've been able to support them over, you know, the last couple of years. You know, Tate's come on leaps and bounds with his skills. You know, everyone knows what his ability to do with his running game, but his skills have come on leaps and bounds in his understanding of the game. And Jake, we've kind of known that for quite a while now. He's been around a little bit longer, but it's just so exciting to see him step into the international arena and now start to showcase that and play with some real confidence, because he is a phenomenal player and a really good leader. So, yeah, we're in good hands there. Obviously, I've been given a wee little crack over the last couple of weeks, and I've enjoyed it. Yeah. But you know, when Jake's ready to come back after his hamstring, which was really unfortunate, you know, I hand the reins back over to those boys, because they'll be the guys there in 2027, and you know, they need to start forming those.
No, don't hand it over.
So,
don't hand it over, man.
I wanted to ask this a lot later in the interview. But the past 10 weeks, I don't know when you made up your decision to retire, and has the trip to South Africa, has that thrown a spanner in the works? You have a World Cup in Australia in 2 weeks, in 2 years' time. Yes. Are you still confident that Nic White should stop playing rugby at the end of the year? Are we sitting at today?
Yeah.
As the boys maybe said, Dad, you still got it.
He still got it. He's got it.
They certainly have. Plenty of people have tried to get in my ear, you know, to see go on. You know, surely this party can go on, but I'm pretty confident within myself that I've made the right decision, that this should be the last year. You know, it's I'm enjoying my rugby at the moment. And, look, it's the last 3 weeks have been really surreal, but I do believe it's the right decision to hang them up this year.
And Nic, the decision, how difficult was it for you to come to the conclusion that a sparkling career that started in 2011 with the Brumbies. Played for the Western Force, over 70 test match caps. The realization that I need to make this decision, I have made the decision. Was that a difficult process, or was it something that has been lingering in the back of your mind for a while now?
Bit of both, actually, like something that's been lingering for a little while and also a really difficult decision. And just, I think, really lucky that I have a guy like Joe Smith that I was able to, just be really honest with around, where I'm at, and, asking him for honesty of where he sees me at as well. And, we were able to come to, some realizations that I probably needed to make, around, not being there in 2027 and, why am I really going to keep going if I'm not going to be there for that next big event, and finding ways where I can help without, continuing on. And, I think it's, I probably just had to be honest with myself, and I probably needed someone to help me be honest with myself. But as much as I've enjoyed the last couple of weeks, I still believe it to be the right decision. I must admit, when you're running out in front of crowds like I've run out in the last couple of weeks, it is hard to say goodbye to. But it's been something I've sat on for a while now.
David is mentioning it was 100,000 at Melbourne Cricket Ground. Then it was the Sydney Test. Even though it was rain, it was still packed. Then he came to Ellis Park, packed stadium, DHL Stadium in Cape Town. After they just...
And he still says, is that enough?
And he still said, then I'm very confident that his mind is made up South Africa, that he's done the right thing.
And Nicky, what was it? Is it because just tired? Is it family? Is it lower back? Is it just new challenges?
It's probably the body more than anything. I think mentally I could keep playing for another
10 years,
forever. Like, I don't think I'll ever switch that off. The body's just not able to do what it used to do. I can get up for game days, absolutely no dramas. I think you boys can both know that feeling at the back end of your career. It's the Monday to Friday. As a leader, I demand pretty high standards of guys, and if I'm not able to meet those standards myself, I really can't be asking guys to meet them as well. So, the day I'm not able to do what I'm asking guys to do, then I think it's time to put the cue in the rack, and I think that time's coming.
And that's deep, man, because I retired as well at the age of 35, and sometimes you just know to get up every morning and be like, sure, it takes an hour, 2 hours just to get myself going. And it takes a lot of, I must say, balls to say enough is enough and be honest to yourself. But for you, Nic, what is next? I mean, we had Joe Smith that said you will be a brilliant coach after you retired, looking at how you handle the boys and how you in the squad and stuff like that. Is coaching maybe the next thing, or corporate world, or is it? Huh?
Yeah, I think if you asked me probably a couple of years ago, I was pretty firm on saying I needed some time away from the game, and that would be it. But things can change, and I think if I can stay in the game at a capacity, then I will. Which I think I'm pretty close to sorting out a way in which I can stay in the game for a few more years and help the boys out. So, look, that excites me. That was part of the decision as well, and very thankful for Joe who helped kind of facilitate that. But it's. I don't think I'll be able to go from 100 to 0 rather than 0 to 100. I'll be going from all in to nothing. Will be quite hard for me going from, it's all I've known for a very long time. So I'm, I'm not a guy, and I do see, we all know these guys, right, that come in and whinge about coming into training. Like you'll never hear me whinge about coming into training or camp or anything. Like I absolutely love it. So, it's not work. I don't feel like rugby's work. I love watching code. I love the training. I love everything about it. So, I'd love to stay involved, but I'll let that scratch and then see if I'm any good at it.
I've got a two-part question, Nic.
Two-part.
Yeah. The first one is you mentioned earlier that your role currently in the team is that you're parting your knowledge that you've gained over the years. I want to know the 2011 Nic White that started off at the Brumbies, but now the 2025 Nic White. What experience and what was the most telling experience that you've gained as a scrum-half in that period? Was it anybody's advice, or was it maybe a moment in a big game that went the other way that you're like, shit, but if I could only do this the other way, that would have a big knock-on effect on rugby games. What has been the biggest takeaway from a young Nic White to now a very experienced, over 70 test matches, especially as a 9? For me, that is quite, I would love to know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think one of the big lessons I learned about halfway through my career, and I wish I had known earlier, was probably scanning around the ruck and around opportunities and the backfield. I think early on I was obsessed with just running to the ruck and getting quick ball, and I relied on my kicking game, and I got by with that. But I moved to Exeter and had a skills coach there, Ricky Pello, and we did a lot of work around scanning, on my way to the breakdown. So I was still able to get quick ball, but able to look back over my shoulder on what's behind me, the backfield, what's on the same way, and really take opportunities that, were around me. And that kind of opened my game up, and I kind of feel like my game went to a different level in kind of 2017 when, I started doing that. And now I look back at games from early years of Super Rugby and I see all the opportunities that I probably missed. The other one is probably just have an open mind. I think early in my career I was pretty stubborn with how the game I saw it, and I've been very lucky to have, played in France, in England. I've played international rugby where I've played a number of different countries that play rugby differently, and I have a fairly open mind on rugby can be played many different ways. It's just about getting our team all on the same page and playing one way, and usually success comes. But they're the two probably big ones for me over my career. I'd say now I'm pretty open-minded with rugby, fairly coachable, and the other one is I wish I'd looked over my shoulder a little more.
Yeah, it's just brilliant.
And then Nic White, the on-field player, very chirpy, in your face, starts the fire under your skin. Is that the Nic White the same as the Nic White that is having a coffee with the boys, that is talking in the team room? Or is there a complete different split to what people just see the 80 minutes?
No, I'm a very competitive guy, absolutely, and it's funny, like the guys that are like me on the field, I've enjoyed the most, because I know that they're nothing like it off the field as well, and I've certainly tried my best throughout my career to go into the sheds of opposition to show them, I guess, a little bit more of who I am off the field than I am on it. Like I'm competitive on the field, quite chirpy. Obviously, I'd say a lot of my chirp is just, it's a lot of people out there think I'm out there like a cricketer and got good banter. Like I'm usually, I spend most of my time just pointing, like his hands are, on the grass, or like he's offside or he's not rolling away. Like a lot of it's kind of just, white noise and just trying to point out kind of what guys are doing wrong, and I know guys can get the shits with that. But I'm never out there making any personal remarks, is probably what I'd like people to know is, push and shoves. Like I think that's just the small man in me. If I get shoved, I'm pretty quickly to shove back. Don't certainly go out there to start anything, but I just, I've got a bit of a strong moral compass and don't like to be pushed around, and I don't apologise for that. But I've never been in a fight in my life off the field. Like I don't even really raise my voice. It's just not who I am. But I was taught early in my career that I need to be a different guy when I cross that white line. And part of that guy is the forwards need to know where to go and what to do, and that that kind of means a loud voice, and also taught from some good halfbacks before me that you need to have a relationship with the referee, but also you need to push the envelope with him and make sure that the opposition's not getting away with anything. So, look, I know that kind of comes part and parcel with copping a bit of grief from the opposition fans, but it is what it is.
That's spot on, eh?
But now that he says that, Nick, and this was my way of, I used to like the same getting stuck in boom, 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 boom. But I liked it because then I felt I'm in the contest. Didn't feel like I'm a spectator watching the game happening. So once I got into someone's face or having something to say, it means that I'm competing now and I'm part of this game. I'm contributing. I'm making sure that it runs through me as a 9. So I don't know if you have got a similar vibe, but especially the first 5 minutes, getting into a prop or getting something at a breakdown, it got me into the game by being that way.
Yeah, I certainly did I always do like a little bit of contact early in the game, like just something to get me kind of into the game. Not necessarily any kind of scraps around that, but just, just flying into a tackle or a breakdown or certainly carrying's not my go, so I won't do that. But defensively, I don't mind getting in and throwing my head in the spokes early just so I can, like you do feel part of it and you feel, you certainly feel like your competitive juices get going when you get right into it. I know what you mean there. I enjoy that.
It's a Scrumhalf thing, I think, okay? You get like that, you tease it and hours, it's chirpy. Nic White, but this one over here, Nick, as well. He was very chirpy back in his days.
Never.
I think it's a mustache thing because this one has also got this Movember going on. And Nick, do you pick your fights? Do you go for the big boys or the small boys, or is it whoever's in your face?
Oh, man, it's whoever's there. Whoever's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I don't really matter on. It's, I know a lot of people are like this, but like I don't think I start too many. I push guys verbally to the limit where they'll want to push me, and then I push back. And, at times that can be quite, a bit like Rudy was saying, like you feel like you're in the game then, like. Yeah. But I certainly don't go out there looking for it. Like I absolutely don't. I feel like. Sometimes I push the envelope with like holding onto the ball when the other 9 wants it, but I will.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Will say that, yeah.
I also think that's just part of the game, right? Like no one gives up the ball. Like, who gives up the ball? The opposition 9 and goes, here, take a quick tap.
Yeah.
Like,
put us under pressure.
It's all
nice.
games and shit. So, look, it's all part of the game.
Yeah.
I think it's funny though. Like you can. There is an element of safety, right? Like there's just guys can't swing anymore. Like, would I do it if it was back in the day and Bucky's boys was there? Like, absolutely not. You I'm an idiot. Like, I'm chirpy, but I'm not dumb.
Yeah. But I mean, fair enough. Okay. If you have Will Skelton in your team, you can do it. And you had Eben Etzebeth, so you can do it as well.
I must also say when we used to...
There's a funny photo of me in 2014. Yeah. And I've in a semi-final against Willie, and I've got Willie one-on-one. And we're both one-on-one holding each other by the neck. I'm thinking, gee whiz, what am I thinking there?
What am I doing?
Taking on...
Punching above your weight, eh?
Yeah. No, we've been mates since, so I reckon I was safe.
And I know Nick probably can't comment on this because he's currently an active player still. So I'm not going to ask him to comment on this one. But I must say, there's only one player that got under my skin. Where if I was chirping and I was the Bulls were on top of you and I was going and I was nagging, is when Eben Etzebeth told me to, hey, shut up, Pagey.
The finger.
Okay. It's not loud. It was a very subtle. Yes. Page, enough now.
And then you had enough.
Then I got the chills and I'm like, okay, let me not overstep this boundary.
But while you're on that finger on the mouth, there was always Scott Barrett that puts a finger on your mouth. Do you remember that? What was it like? What happened there?
There's no way I'm going anywhere near Eben Etzebeth. He's huge. His arms are bigger than me. But like I don't think Eben goes out of his way looking for it either. Like I would say that there's a perception out there of Eben Etzebeth to be the enforcer, and certainly is a big man and enforces. But I think a huge part of his game is smarts. Like I think his kick chase, his work rate, his just has one of those abilities to be where the ball bounces around the scraps with your kicking game. I think he's really smart around that try in the URC when I think the ball came out when someone was about to box kick it, and he ran, just grabbed it and went the length. Like he's really in tune with the game. Around the line out, like he'll come through line outs. He'll make some great reads. Like I think he's an incredibly smart footy player. Like he obviously gets all the raps for being an enforcer and a big man, but I honestly think his knowledge of the game is something that I look at him and think, that's what makes him world class.
Nic, and the plan was not to talk about Eben in this episode for everyone watching.
Well, where did he come up?
But there's something, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but I always felt like playing against him when I had the pleasure in Super Rugby. He was the best player to apply pressure on a box kick.
Yeah.
There was something about his explosiveness next to the breakdown that puts your kick under tremendous pressure that didn't feel with any other lock in the world.
Mate, I came off that game at Ellis Park 2 weeks ago and said to one of our coaches, I said, that's the most pressure I've ever felt in my life on my box kicks. I don't know how I got them all away. There was a couple, I think, if you look back, like I decided to just sneak them past his ribs and just kind of kick them next to him rather than try to go over him because he got on top of me. And, that was a real game within a game at Ellis Park. He was putting incredible pressure on my box kick. But, I said it immediately after game. That's the most pressure I've ever felt. Like, I went back and had a look and I was like, he's got to be offside. And he just like his timing was impeccable on like two of them. I thought, mate, unbelievable. So look, I agree there. Like he's right up there. There is a couple of second rollers that are up there with him, but again, like he's probably done some research on my kicking and some cues there. But that was a real game within a game, that one.
100%. And Nic, you actually played in different eras as well, the nine's currently in the squad. You've played against, Fourie Priya and Juan Pinar and all these boys, but the nine's currently in the Springbok squad. Grant Williams and these guys coming through, these youngsters coming through, Mone van der Berg. What's your thoughts on them and how they're creating or developing the new generation of Springbok rugby? Yeah,
mate, phenomenal. Like Grant Williams, wow, like he's a talent, isn't he? He's unbelievable. He's lightning. Mate, he gets away from the breakdown like that. Like he's gone 3 steps. And, he's certainly in that first game, he was firing some passes with some serious width that was troubling our defence. You got his pass mixed with Libok's pass, and before you know it, they've cut kind of like 8, 9, 10 defenders and they're running up edges. So, look, I think there was kind of question marks over his kicking, but he silenced that in the last 2 weeks massively. Like his kicking game was good, his passing game, he's lightning quick, he's fit. I think Grant Williams is going to be a real talent for the next little while. So, I was had a little moment with him in the sheds after, got to swap jerseys and we got a photo together because, I was pretty keen to swap jerseys with a guy like him because I think he's going to be something special over the next bit of time.
And Nic, now let's fast forward. Let's take this a year from now. Nic White obviously officially retired on the beaches. What would you want to be your career when people think of Nic White? And let's say it's a Brumbies fan, a Wallabies fan, a Western Force fan. What do you want to leave behind with those fans when they think about Nic White?
I just hope they saw someone who cared about the jersey and just gave it my all. I've always said I don't think I've ever been the most talented guy in the room, but I work bloody hard, and I've certainly left no stone unturned and squeezed the lemon for every last drop. So hopefully they've been able to see that I've competed hard in everything I do, and every time I've put on the jersey, I've cared for the jersey and given it my all. So look, that's all I ask of guys around me, and that's what I hope people saw from me for the last decade and a bit. So I certainly really did care about the Brumbies jersey when I was there. And I do care about the Wallabies and the Western Force jersey massively, and I hope to leave it in a better spot.
Yeah. And is there any message you want to say to the supporters and to the fans that supported you, and also the players that maybe you got too close with or, or too rattled with? Is there anything maybe while you, enjoying your last couple of weeks?
No, it's a massive thanks to all the supporters. Obviously, the teams I played with all over the world. Massive thank you. But I think we owe it to the fans. That they've created this amazing game that we're so lucky to call a job and play and travel the world doing. And it's certainly not lost on me and never has been. I absolutely love it. I think. Back to what I was talking about, the support you guys have in South Africa. I hope to create that here in Australia. Hopefully we're building towards something like that. And again, I just thankful for all of rugby's supporters all over the world, because they've created what we're so lucky to do, and we love doing it. I'd imagine I would have been doing it regardless if I was paid or not, and that's how much I love the game. So, to have done it for this long and travel the world and have packed stadiums and have people want to watch, it's been something special. It really has, and just been really grateful.
Is there anything that maybe some of your teammates don't even know about Nic White? That there's a little hidden thing that you like to do. I'm going to share mine to make him comfortable. Okay, Ruckus?
I don't know about this. Let me hear this.
The thing that I love to do, especially before the game, I used to listen to auditions of either the X Factor,
Idols.
The Winners, Idols, America's Got Talent, because I found so much motivation through that. Even today, when we got here to the episode, I had a little bit of X Factor on my phone, listening to it in the car. So that is my little guilty thing that I like to do.
And the favorite red underwear, eh?
Hey, put on your seat. Is there anything that no one knows about Nic White that gives you the biggest enjoyment in your life?
No, mate, I'm a pretty open book. Boys that I play with know that. I'm an extrovert. I'd say I've spent most of certainly the latter part of my career with the great man James Slipper, who's very much the opposite of me, an introvert, and he has a good giggle at that. You'll see me in the team room wanting to have a chat. I love staying after dinner for a couple of hours and just yarning stories. So I'm a very open book, guys. Guys know exactly who I am. There's nothing hidden here. Sorry, there's no superstitions. There's no little hidden gem. I'm really sorry. But,
I'm back to differ. I think there's one. I think there's one.
What is it?
It is he hasn't written anything that I know about on how to get the perfect moustache. Okay?
Yes.
Because as myself, except for last week, I cheated on my barber, Nick, and
They punished him.
I fell asleep and he cut half of my stash off. Okay, so I'm in the process of rebuilding for November. But what is the trick to your brilliant, outstanding,
Movember.
lavish
12 months Movember.
moustache? What is it? How do you do it?
there is literally zero trick to this, mate. I'm just I've got a little bit of a snoz on me that I don't like people to know about. So I'll just grow this out, and that'll bridge the gap between the lip and the nose. And mate, I've got some features that I need to steer away from. So the more people are talking about my mustache, the less they're talking about my legs or my ears or my nose. It's good.
The legs is also,
But, you know what I mean? So look, it's just it's an incredible smoke bomb. It's a distraction.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and just quickly before we say goodbye, Nikki, for you, we spoke about what's you're looking forward to the next couple of years, but the next couple of weeks, especially Australian rugby, it's a challenge. I mean, looking at the Rugby Championship log at the moment, it's quite tough. But I mean, for me personally, I felt like you guys have the inside lane now, 3 home games and 1 away, and all the other boys got different types of fields leading into this championship. For you guys, the focus for you boys now, I mean, you got injuries as well inside the squad. I mean, Will Skelton might be leaving as well. What is the process or the targets or the stuff leading for the next couple of weeks for you boys?
Look, nothing really changes for us in terms of where we've been for the last kind of 18 months is, we need to continue to earn it daily.
Yeah.
Each session we need to continue to earn earn the respect and earn the weekend and earn the result. So, we saw what Argentina did to the All Blacks. They're going to be coming out wanting to get an upset against us and, at home. And, they've certainly beat us at home before. So, that's first and foremost, right? Like get up to Townsville, do what we need to do throughout the week and chase that result and let the rest kind of work itself out. We weren't thinking about, Townsville or the Bledisloe when we were at Ellis Park. We were just thinking about Ellis Park, and then we were just thinking about Cape Town, and now all we're thinking about is Townsville. And, when we get to Sydney, we'll think about that, and we'll think about the Bledisloe down the track if, when we get to that. So we've got a couple of injuries, but, everyone does. We've got a couple of guys coming back as well. And look, pretty amazing what we were able to do on the weekend with, when you think about the number of injuries we do have, and then, with the change-ups we had, early in the game, myself and Tom going down, and then Big Sue going down. So, look, we've got a number of guys that can jump in. We've actually built pretty good squad depth over the last couple of years from where we've been. So, next man up, and look, we're excited from what's coming. But again, pretty level-headed on, like I said before, of where we are in that kind of up curve. Like we're just at this point, not up there yet.
Yeah.
So, there's plenty of hard work to go, and we've got the right man right man at the top to remind us in Joe. Like he doesn't let anything slip any minute of the day. So we'll continue to work hard, continue to work on our game and where we can be better. And there's plenty of places we could have been better in Cape Town. So. Exciting.
Looking forward to it.
Nick, look, I hope everybody that's watching currently this...
the South Africans
especially the South Africans, that they got to see the side of Nic White, except for just that moment that is stuck in our fans' heads, that there's an amazing human being, there's a fantastic rugby player, a fantastic person. And I really enjoyed this, Nick. Thank you for your time. I know you're struggling with jet lag and the kids are in bed. We really appreciate you taking this opportunity to talk with us.
100% thanks, Nick, man. We appreciate it, man. The time for you, especially in the off week, you haven't seen the family in a long time. But for me personally, I've learned a lot as well, who you are. Sometimes it's easy to judge people. And like you said, and I'm a coach as well, and I teach my players as well. You have to have two different personalities. When you're on the field, you got to be competitive and stuff like that. And I picked up that from you as well. But thanks for making the time. All the best for the next couple of weeks. And hopefully we'll see you on the field in 2027.
Before you go, Currie, it was the Lions series, a historic 62-year drought win at Ellis Park.
Yes.
For the Wallaby fans and everyone tuning in, hopefully the Bledisloe Cup can also be with Nick this year before he says goodbye to us all on the field.
That would be nice. Look, again, guys, thanks for having me on. A chance to, like we spoke about there at Ellis Park after the game, a chance for, certainly the South African fans to, see a different side of me and understand me. So I really appreciate you guys having me on and giving me this opportunity. So love the chat. Thank you. And it'd be a hell of a way to go out if I got there. But if that was it, just that South African tour, if that happens to be it, well then that's a hell of a way to go out.
100%. Thanks for making the time, David. Okay, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That is Nic White. Wow, partner. Yay. So lekker to catch up with the big man. We've got a different angle of the man now. And talk about a legend of the game for what he's done for world rugby and Australian rugby.
Parry, and I always believe that is why we started the show. It was to bridge the gap between what people perceive and the real person, the real human beings. Because
it's easy to judge on the field.
That's makkelijk, easy peasy.
That's how they judge you as well. Okay, we didn't understand.
While my partner's taking shots at me, if you guys are here for the first time, maybe you are from Australia, Perth, watching Nic White's interview with us, guys, please smash the subscribe button below. It allows us to grow our channel, to make more of these conversations happen. It allows us to grow and obviously deliver premium content. So smash the subscribe button, like, share,
and subscribe.
Please, guys, okay.
like we said always, okay, we've got goals, 40K. We wanted 40K
Please.
before it's 2026.
Yes.
Okay?
40,000 subscribers before the end of the year.
Okay, we'll give you a minute, give you a moment. Okay, subscribe now. Pause and then click. Okay, there we go.
Excellent.
They've done the deal, yeah. No, partner, I mean, it was fantastic to catch up with the big man. I mean, he's got the week off now.
I always knew Scrumhalfs are the best human beings.
Off the field.
Confirmed again. Scrumhalfs, best human beings. Okay? We got soft hearts. We just have to put the body armor on when you go into the field. It is what it is.
I've only heard Nines to say that, okay? Is it only Nines? But let's get straight into it. I mean, like Nic just said now, it's a bye week. It's a chilled week. The Springboks are on travels, going over to Eden Park, the big one. Hey, partner, talk about Eden Park. The squad is out. The boys are getting ready for the 6th of September at Eden Park.
Massive. The greatest rivalry, I believe. That is the slogan for the test matches. As it 50 test matches, unbeaten at Eden Park.
Unbeaten, yeah. I mean, in how many years now as well? Okay. And looking at the squad, there's a couple of changes. Good to see Jasper Wiese back.
Yes.
Siya Kolisi is in.
Yeah.
I said a couple of weeks, but he's in. It's like the World Cup with the knee.
The same with the knee injury.
He's in.
I need to talk to Simtanda.
Simtanda, what are you doing?
My knees are hurting.
Okay. How do
we do this? How do we fix this quickly? Okay, boyki. But happy to have you there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I mean, Peter Steve, the toy is also back as well. Yeah, this unlucky, but a couple of injuries with Epel van Merwe, Curtly Arends. But it always gives me a oomph to see Cheston Colby there and Makazole and Pimp.
Look, and these are 2 test matches that our boys are going to throw their bodies, the full kitchen sink.
Yeah.
There's no holding back, okay? It's pakkie cement, it's Weet-Bix. It's everything that we need for these 2 victories, okay? It's 1 and 2 in the world against each other. Also the same day as the Wallabies against the Los Pumas. So in a few days, maybe 10 days, I don't know when you're watching this episode, but the Rugby Championship is on fire. Fire.
Exploding.
Huh?
Like the bomb squad.
Dynamite. Oof.
Pew, pew.
There can only be one winner.
100%. And he will take the number 1 spot.
Oof. No praat je.
That's why we in episode 111. As just ones are flying around. Hey, so there we go. Yeah, I see you. Okay. And you think I'm wearing black for nothing, okay? Because the Boks are going down under. Springboks and All Blacks are going in a black room. The young is wearing black.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I've got Los Pumas on.
Okay. But we'll get there as well, yeah. But yeah, we're excited. I'm excited for the 6th of September. It's going to be a cracker of a match. So, Rakkers, it's early days. We don't start at 9 o'clock when the game starts. We start at 6 o'clock, make the fire.
Yes.
No breakfast, straight to braai.
Are we braaiing for breakfast on the 6th?
Yes,
okay.
we go straight here, recht here.
I like it.
Okay, but let's get behind the guys, the boys. I mean, that Saturday, 6th of September, the next 2 weeks is important for us as Springbok Rugby, for the team as well, leading up.
And Parry also because there's a big South African community in Auckland. Guys, please make sure that there's a Springbok section.
Yep.
We're wearing our green and gold. That our boys feel our support. If you're in Auckland, in New Zealand, and you can do your part, please do so. Kanala,
please. If you're South African, not black. Okay, green and gold. Okay, and if it's not green and gold, it is blue and white behind the ruck. Okay,
yes.
Spread the word there. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, give them time as well. We're going to get ready for that. Yeah, my partner, let's get into Currie Cup. This Currie Cup is heating up a little bit. We've got 2 more games left. This week's results, we got Cheetahs versus Griquas on Friday, 5 o'clock. And then we got 3 headers on Saturday. Lions versus Bulls, Sharks versus Boland Pala 2, and then VP versus Pumas at 7:20.
The Sharks-Boland game, is that in Durbs or yeah?
It's in Durbs.
In Durban, okay.
So Boland is going away. And if you look at last week's game against the Pumas, like Australia, coming from behind. Yeah. These guys, eh?
No, look, it's the Boland team currently is the most exciting team to watch. They deliver, they play attractive brand of rugby, they play high-skilled rugby. They're a team that is very likable.
Yes, yeah.
Going away from them to Nelspruit, where there was 5 people in the stadium, they still got the job done in the second half.
Looks like they've got a home semi-final, not a home, but semi-final booked. If they get
that. In your chest, man. Boland for home semi-final.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then the Sharkies for a home semi-final, and then Western Province for a home final.
Okay,
they're coming in hot.
Damn it.
So much rugby, a lot of rugby. And the Cavalierkies as well. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Cavaliertjies, why do you like the big boys? Like the small boys too?
Under 21s.
Okay, yes.
They're in EP this weekend.
Yes, yeah.
Kabega.
We
All the
going
best.
for round 2, okay?
All the best, young men. If you guys are watching,
Yes.
I'm keeping coach intact.
Ja, coach
but all the best for you guys.
Coach wil niks weet nie, okay? Coach kom aggressive deur.
Damn
Okay,
it.
come on, hulle weet. Yeah, but it's so much rugby coming up. Currie Cup, I love the way Currie Cup is building. Boland is giving a nice little masala spice to the Currie Cup now as well. And all the small units are doing their thing. And we're going to see some URC players. We saw it last week with Paul de Villiers coming for Western Province into the squad. The URC players will slowly start getting some game time because they need it for the URC. So it's an off week for Green Gold,
Yes.
but still lekker rugby coming up. And also the women's versus Italy. Guys, get behind the women's team. They were fantastic. They were brilliant against Brazil.
66. Start against
So,
Brasilia.
111 episode, 111 and 666. Yeah, the woman. And Sois is throwing not a bomb squad, it's a nuclear, all 7 of them.
Chismix.
Gat julle.
It's like a deck of cards. Wap, wap, wap. You guys
7
can
of
see
you.
what I've got there. They go.
Brazil handled that. Okay, they couldn't handle it. Yeah. But yeah, what a lekker episode.
But it was an excellent episode. But lastly, just on the Women's World Cup party, it is so nice to see stadiums packed. It's so nice to see the amount of light that is being shined by World Rugby on the Women's World Cup. And I want all of us, Ruckers, South Africa, across the world, let's tune in, let's watch, let's make sure that we do our part supporting the women's. And obviously they worked really hard to get to this moment.
Yeah.
And we as South Africans, the Springbok women team, if they need 2%, okay, their battery is at 98% charge, let's us be the 2% that takes them over the line.
Yes.
Okay. Do your part.
Fully behind them, yeah.
Doen jou ding.
No, they're looking good, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because we need that 4 trophies.
Dat is 4. Uitgeëet.
Ja, ons zoek alles. Maak skoon. And while you're on Clearing the Ruck, guys, it's time to like, share, and subscribe. And you know, Behind the Ruck is supported by Super Sport Bet, the one and only Super Sport Bet. If you haven't had skin in the game, you have to sign up. Like you subscribe, you got to sign up to Super Sport Bet. And you know, we always dressed. I'm in black, okay? Kia ora, okay? Tau pau,
I'm in
taranaki.
blue. Los Pumas. Vamos.
Yes, here we go. Okay. Lekker man, episode 111.
Buddy, no, that was honestly, and I know it's a chicken wrap, we're saying goodbye, but one of the episodes that I've really enjoyed in a very, very long time, and it's left a smile on my face, and I hope you guys watching has liked it. Set it op die kerkse groep. Okay? You put it on the WhatsApp group at work. Then you send it to your best friends. And you check on them if they have shared this episode with everyone else.
Yeah.
Let's go for a big number this week.
Yeah, 100%. Eh?
Time to say goodbye. Kerkse groep.
Okay. While in the kerkse groep. Okay, guys, I'm Juan de Jong.
I'm Rudy
And the Ruck is clear. Bye-bye.
Next week, Ruckers.